Welcome to Timeless. We're going to be talking to Velly Marsh, having just a couple of questions so that way you as a people can get an idea of what he's bringing to the table, what he's going to be doing for music, and the type of just person that he is. All right, we're going to just jump straight into it. Velly, give us an idea of who you are, man.
All right, well, born and raised Sacramento, California. I'd say that in general, I'm a thinker, a real thinker. I think about a lot of shit. I think that's one of the main reasons I started writing music. And I'd say that I'm just a conscious individual. That's pretty much me in general.
Now, working here at Timeless, you've got 2 solo albums under your belt, right?
Yes.
Things that you're working on. Now, how did you come up with basically being able to do each album and make them different?
Okay, so the first album we did was Life's a Drug. The second one we did was Thinking Out Loud. The first album, I felt like I was really inspired at that time, and when I finished it, it like died. Like the inspiration in me died.
Right.
And I was like to a point where I was like, damn, what do I do now? Like how do I make my next album with no inspiration?
Right.
I had to just be hungry in the second one.
Yeah.
And I felt like in the second one I wasn't inspired at all. I was just trying to be just trying to write music, trying to do something, like, because I really wanted to do it. It is something I want to do, but I just wasn't inspired at that moment.
Gotcha.
But I still feel like the second album came out so much better than, like, I feel like I just developed a lot from the first one.
Well, then, how did you develop? Like, how do you feel that you've improved at all?
I feel like I improved in delivery from your direction, especially, helping me in there. I'll be going home, listening, thinking about everything you've been saying to me, and I felt like just those repetitions too, just keep coming back, keep all those takes that I messed up on and stuff,
Yeah. Well, I know how we get down when we're here in the studio and we're creating and everything like that, but when you're home and you found a beat that you can speak to, what's your creative process like? How do you come up with the things that you say? Because you say some crazy stuff.
Okay, yes. All right, so I'd have to say, in general, I'm very scatterbrained.
Okay.
Very scatterbrained.
Okay.
But when I'm writing, it's probably the only time I'd say throughout the day that I just have focused thought on something. Like it might be a theme, but I'll go all over the place on that theme. I'll go from A to Z real quick on that thing.
Right.
And it's just like, and but in order to get to that level of concentration, I have to be in like a mood. That's why I smoke a lot. That's why I try to, stimulate some thoughts. And that's why I drink, to just kind of have energy when I'm writing.
Yeah.
And not be all dull,
No, I understand. Okay, so then that's you when you're in your own zone and you're writing and everything like that. But do you have any other kind of influences that kind of give you a jump start to your creativity?
I'd probably say just thinking about the struggle, about what I'm going through at the moment usually really inspires me. It's usually what I'm about to talk about too. Like, I might have read an article that I seen on Facebook or something, and it just, just completely relatable, and that just gave me 100 thoughts. Like, I might have been hearing a beat for like a month, I can't think of nothing. I read that one article, I'm like, oh shit, like, let's go. Like, so I'd say information is one of my keys to writing. I feel like I have to have some type of information to write. I can't just, I'm about to write right now and just, I can't do that. I have to go through like a process.
Well then, okay, so that's how it is when you're creating. That's how it is when you're in the zone and everything like that. But what happens to you when you start thinking about the future? So what can we as fans of your music expect from you in the future?
In the future, I would say you could expect me to release a lot of music, because I'm hoarding a lot of music right now. And the whole point of that though is I don't want to have like a blank period in my life or in my career to where I'm just like, fuck, I can't not create music right now, because it happens to me a lot. And so I feel like I just have to kind of have a stash so that, I'm still creating as I'm going, but that stash is going to just help me so I could release music constantly. And I could just be like, bam, bam, right here, bam, bam. I could release a song every 2 weeks or something. You know,
Gotcha.
Like I don't have to put it all out there like that. I could just over time, you know.
That makes sense. Okay, well then that's the future, but now let me bring it back to what we're doing right now. So we've got 2 albums out that you're, you know, basically putting your best foot forward on both of them. But tell me about each one. So tell me the title of the first one and then how that came to be, and then also kind of bridge the gap so that way I can understand about the second one.
Okay, so first album, Life's a Drug. Like I said, during that time I was very inspired. And I think it wasn't just music that I was inspired by, it was just life in general. Because I was getting older. I think I was like, 22, around 20, maybe even 21 by the time I was writing and recording that. And just kind of deciphering life, just all these changes that I was going through in my life, like realizing like just, you know, all the bullshit they taught us in high school never even mattered and all that shit.
Right.
Like it's fake and all that shit, you know, you see real information and shit, and it just kind of opened my eyes, and I was like, damn, life is trippy as fuck. It's damn near like a drug. It's like, it's a trip, man.
All right.
And so that's kind of what I tried to base it off of, but it's also kind of around my like spiritual awakening. I guess that's what it is. Like, you know, I kind of just got awakened to the world around me and just tried to put it on there in the format. And from my lowest frequency to my highest frequency.
Got you. All right, so then the second one, which I've got to say, after we worked on the first one, we had to start the second one. Like, it went so good on the first one. So that one's called Thinking Out Loud.
Yes.
But, you know, I work with you, so I get an understanding of your process. But for those, like, explain to them how you go from Life's a Drug, and that's your spiritual awakening, to Thinking Out Loud.
To Thinking Out Loud, the gap between that was that inspiration. You know, when that inspiration died, I was on the go, and like I didn't even know what I was gonna call the next album. I was just writing, like, you know, like I didn't figure it out until I made that song. I was like thinking out loud. Oh shit, like
that's it.
Like because that's what I've been doing this whole time. Just, you know, thinking out loud. That's what recording really is. It's my thoughts on paper. I'm just reading it out loud. You know, so
I got you. All right, so pretty much you're gonna always do music because that's just, it's not what you do, it's who you are.
Yes.
Okay. Now, there's a lot of people who do music from when they're really young to when they're really old. How long do you think that you're going to do music, and what do you think that you're going to contribute to, whether it's hip hop, whether it's rap, or just music in general?
In general, I think that I just fucked.
It's good.
What?
Basically, I mean, and we have to be real. What do you think that you're going to contribute to music or hip hop, and how long do you think that you're going to do it?
Okay, so I would hope that I would be writing as long as I can. I can't put a real time frame on that. I could say that maybe I would hope to be writing. I'd hope to be like Snoop, or you know, I'd hope to be writing well into my 40s and stuff, or like Jay-Z. Like, you know, they're still really good rappers. Like, maybe they've just changed over time. You know, you change, and you don't want to do the same thing over and over.
That makes sense.
So I would hope that I would still be releasing music and still staying true to myself, not an industry like rapper, you know, not staying true to my roots. Like, you know, I'm not a flossy person like that. Even if I had it, I wouldn't be. So I don't want to make the industry change me just from what I see.
Well, one thing, and this goes in life period, but especially in music, people who have paved the way usually give something to the younger generation. So I know that between us both, we've listened to so much music, and we've been able to take away from them to be able to make and create our own music.
Yes.
What would you do, or what do you think that you'll give to the generations coming up after you?
I think I'll be able to give them the ability to just be comfortable with themselves, because, you know, that first album we did, Life's a Drug, was some crazy shit that I was saying. It's one of the reasons I haven't released it yet, because I'm scared to release that shit. Like, it's gonna be some shit.
It's got some shit on it.
It does, and, you know, like, but that could be very important to release that, because that is me. That's just the way I think. That's who I am. Like, regardless if, you know, people are gonna have their opinions about it, they're gonna say this guy's fucking crazy. That's what's gonna happen. But, you know, like, what what great person wasn't crazy? You
Yeah,
know, like
absolutely.
everyone has that. I feel like you kind of have to be insane sometimes to like they say, you have to be odd to be number one. You know,
Yeah.
like you have to separate yourself in some way. And like I was thinking about that for the longest time. How do I separate myself? And that was what really fucked me up, because that's making me trying to like be something I'm not. You know, like
when you
have
already
to
are
yes,
that thing.
exactly.
I got you. That makes
exactly.
sense. Okay, so then if let's say you are true to yourself, and you're saying I'm odd, I'm different, but for you to put that in music, that takes commitment. It doesn't matter how crazy you are. In order to make an album, in order to write, in order to put your money into it, your effort into it, what makes you take music seriously?
I think what really makes me take it seriously is just, I don't know, man. I think it's just, I just breathe it, man. It's like I get tired of it all the time. I could get tired of writing. You know, we just talked about this. Yeah. We all get tired of it at sometimes. Like, you know, there's ups and downs in life. It can't always be positive. Like, I could write my best song, and the next time I write a song, it's complete garbage. And I'm like, fuck. Like, you know, it completely just shattered my confidence right there. It's like, so, you know, but I just try to, I don't know. I think it's just, I just love it. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's not even rap or writing that I like. It's sound. I love sound. I love music. I could listen to instrumentals all day. I just love sound. Like, I don't even need to hear words sometimes. Like, that's why I think one day I'm going to end up being a producer or something.
Gotcha.
That's like where my passion really is. And I think that's where writing comes from. You know?
That's
like,
cool.
It's just, writing is like a hobby, but sound is like a passion to me.
Got you. Well then, okay, so now you've got writing, you've got your passion, you've got yourself defined, but you've been doing this for quite a while though, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter whether it's been a year or 10 years, you know, that's still a lot of effort and time. Yes. But what are you taking away from it? Like, what are you learning throughout this whole process?
What I'm really learning is about myself. It's like, you know, I didn't really think I was crazy until you hear it, and you're like, holy shit. Like, you know, and then you listen to it in different states. Like, I listen to it drunk, I listen to it sober, I listen to it when I'm angry, I listen to it when I'm sad, and it's like, damn, like, it's just crazy listening to this shit.
But now, I gotta interrupt you. It's not all crazy though.
Yeah.
The shit is dope. It's just said a
a
different way than just regular conversation.
Yeah. So very abstract.
It is. But what would you say? Because I record you. Yes. So I know.
Yeah.
But I want them to know how you would describe your style.
My style, I would say it's just very all over the place, and I would, if anything, if there's a word for it, I'd say versatile, because I don't feel like I have a defined style yet. I feel like I do, but I just don't know what it is. Like, or maybe like, or I could say I'm conscious, but I could make a song about the clubs too and shit, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I like that shit too. Like, I can knock that music all day, but I like it, and that's my lifestyle too. Like, I turn up, I go out and do dumb shit sometimes too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so I can't really knock people that do shit like that.
All right, but now, so music comes from you, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you are a self-described odd person, kind of crazy or whatever.
Yes.
But I've also heard you call yourself an introvert.
Yes.
So this is one question that even I have.
Okay.
How can you be an introvert and still do music?
I say, just, I don't think I'm not really a connector like that. Like, the people I connected with that I've noticed with is people that I've built with. Like, I've been working with you for like 2 years. It's like our third year, I think, two or 3 years that we've been working together. And, you know, like, that's just solid foundation. All my people that I work with that I know, they're just people that I know. Like, I don't like doing that shit. Like, you know, going to random ass dude. It took me like a year to come here before. Like, I knew about this place a year before I came here. Just from, you know, a friend that used to record here and stuff. And, you know, like, and I don't know, I feel like, it's kind of bringing me out of my shell. Like I could say I'm probably not going to be an introvert forever, because like I could say I don't like being in front of people, but the day I performed was like heaven to me. Like the feeling when I got off stage, I was like, and the love that you receive, and it's just like, fuck, like they actually hearing what I'm saying, and it's like that kind of.
But then, okay, so when you get on stage, a lot of people describe it as being free.
Yes, exactly. That's the feel. I felt like that was the first time I ever felt that in my life. It was like, it was kind of like looking out into the ocean and you just like endless, you know. It's like that's kind of like how it felt. It was just like an endless feeling of just freeness. So I was just like completely relaxed.
That's
like,
cool.
Yeah, it was like
that's real cool.
It was a cool experience. It was definitely something I want to definitely do again.
Well,
can't wait to do it.
What happens then after you get off stage? After you go home, now you've got your regular friends and the people that you kick it with and everything like that, and you're still making music. I know that a lot of people doubt a musician, or sometimes they just doubt commitment to anything in particular. So how do your friends, whether it's family or people that you care about, how do they feel about your choice to do music?
Man, it's a wide spectrum right there, because you got the people that just support you, and they might not even listen to your music. They just know you, and they'll still buy your music. I got my coworkers buy all my CDs every time, and it's just like they don't listen to that shit, but they're buying it though. And you know, like I was on this little magazine like a year or two ago, and I was like just featured in there, and people were buying that shit. And it was like they don't even listen to my music. But and, you know, you have those people, and then you have people that just. They don't, like you said, like they see that you're committed to something, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a reflection in their limitations. Like they can't see it, so they're just gonna not like it, you know, like they're not gonna, or they just don't. It's an it's an artistic kind of career, so it's not something that you could really make money off of like that. You can't just go to college for music and be making money off of it, you know, get a job and shit like that. Like you actually have to really work for it in music. And you know, some people are, you know, they see me every day. They see me smoking, they see me drinking, like this nigga ain't gonna fucking make it. Like this nigga gonna fuck up. But you know, like they don't look at it the way I do. Like for me, that's just like, they're like tools to me. It's like a tool. Like I think that's why I drink so much, because I write so much and I have to, you know, I gotta drink drunk. So, it just kind of happened.
Well, one thing that I've always wanted to do, I mean, you know, the name of the studio is Timeless.
Yes.
Because I want to make sure that we're making timeless music. We're making music that's not just here today and gone tomorrow. Yes. But more importantly, it's about you being timeless as a person. All right. However, we got to keep it real, and we have to live day to day, year to year. So right now it's 2016. How do you have it planned out? What do you have planned for the rest of the year?
For this rest of this year, I just plan to keep building my catalog. I really want to release 2 albums this year. Yeah. Maybe even 3 if I. Me and Alex are doing a collab too. You know, we're gonna be back in here. We'll be back. Yeah. And you know, so I'm hoping to release a collaboration with Alex Salvesen, and maybe one solo, if not both of those solos.
Yeah.
And you know,
sound like we're gonna be busy.
Yeah. And then you know, and still making music too. And I really want to start getting videos done, because I have so much music now. It's like I might as well like start, you know, get a head start on that. So like maybe I could release the video before I even release the album, you know, like some type of promotion type stuff to help me. And so this year I just really plan to be super focused on music, like not just making music, like but my presentation too.
Well, every time I kick it with you, and every time, you know, that we're here, I end up learning something different about you. And today is actually the first day that I learned that you want to be possibly a producer. Yeah. So what else? You got to just give it all of it to us.
Okay, so you know, when I went to school for audio engineering, just to kind of, so I would understand what you're doing when that's the main reason I went to school for engineering, not to necessarily be an engineer, but just so I could kind of understand what you guys are doing when I'm in here, so I don't just look like a dumbass, you know, sitting there like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
You know? So, but I'm thinking about going back to school to change my major to the business side of music, to learn about like promoting, managing agents and stuff, and like, you know, even like what you got going on, you know, like trying to like
right?
building like a label type stuff, you know,
Yeah.
or just to have that information, just to see what I could do with it. But you know, I wouldn't mind being a manager or something like that too. I think I could be seen later down the lines too, or
That's cool.
a producer for sure. And yeah, if I pick up enough game from Lou, I'm probably gonna be an engineer.
All right, now let's just go back, and then what do you think? You know, we talked a little bit about like your influences, but what's like the first hip hop album? Like, people need to know how you started off. Like, what did you hear?
All right, so in my household, it was all old school. So honestly, I heard hip hop as, you know, growing up, but it wasn't really something I really connected to until I was in about 5th grade when I was living with my in-laws. And, you know, I didn't have no family around, just my little brother.
Yeah.
We're at complete in-laws house, complete strangers at the time to us too. And, you know, they're white, so, you know, we're completely, it's a cultural difference inside the household and stuff. Like, you know, it's just complete chaos. And during this time, there's a certain period where, you know, it was tax season. My guardians got their return check, and, you know, they gave me $100, and we went to Walmart that night. I bought 2 CDs. The first 2 CDs I ever bought was Drinking Partners by Youngbloods. I hella like the song. If you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck. I loved that shit back then. So I bought that. That was the only song I knew on there too.
Yeah.
And then the
that
second,
was a good album, by the way.
yeah, it was. The second one I bought was Get Rich or Die Trying by 50 Cent. I just thought it was a dope album cover. Like, you know, he had the song In the Club out at around that time. And I liked that song, but I didn't know he sung that song. So, you know, when I put it in and I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh shit, this one right here. You know, and I thought it was cool. And it was hella different too. You know, I'm not like from the streets like that. So, you know, hearing like his perspective, it was just interesting.
That's good.
And that kind of, I don't know, just that was probably my first, you know, even though it's very later hip hop, it wasn't like the original people, you know, like Christ one.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it took me a while to even learn them. But, you know, that's where I started though, was from those 2 albums, I'd say.
Well, then who do you listen to now?
Now, I'm listening to, honestly, right now, I'm listening to a lot of underground cats that are not signed, like people like me, because I feel like they motivate me too, because that's where the hunger is, I feel. But as far as people that are like already successful, I would have to say Kendrick and J. Cole for sure. Like, I'm gonna follow them no matter what. 'Cause I try not to listen to established people, because anyone, because it kind of saturates me a lot. A lot, actually. Like, I'll catch myself like, fuck, that's this fool's bar. Like, look at scratching this shit out and shit. So, you know, I try not to.
And a lot of people don't catch themselves. They're
I know.
Shit right. So that's good that you do that.
Yeah, sometimes I catch it later. I already recorded. I'm like, fuck. Like, I gotta.
But that just happens from being a fan and loving music. All right. But then, how do you keep motivated to still keep going after that?
To still keep going, to still keep making music after that? I would have to say, I mean, just seeing my progress really makes me want to keep going too. Because, you know, we all have that point to where we started out and we're like, fuck this, I'm not gonna record. You know, we all have that point. And then when I got to the point where I was like, damn, I could probably record this. You know, I record it and it comes out good, and I'm like, oh shit, you know, that really gives me hunger to keep going. That's why I try to get in the studio as fast as possible sometimes, because that's where like, sometimes I won't have, like I said, that album, I had 0 inspiration, but when I was recording and I was hearing how it comes back, and I'm seeing you putting in work, I'm like, damn, I gotta get back in the studio. Gotta get back in there. I can't slow down. You know, when you be texting me like, you gotta get back in the studio, what the hell you doing?
Man,
what you doing? I was like, shit. Okay, like that shit keeps me really in the zone, I'd say. It keeps me just in that creative sphere.
Well, I know that when I first started recording you, I wasn't ready for what you were bringing to the table. Because, you know, I think that over the course of us working together, we were able to not only find but develop your voice for music.
Yes.
You know, and we really just started making music and giving you the ability to be yourself, speak what's inside of you, but also after a while, we started making it easier for people to understand what you were saying, because when we first started out, I'm like, man, you are giving the whole book, you know, in 1 minute,
Yeah.
you know, and that's a lot for people to digest.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of where the Life's a Drug, that really came off, because you just had so much that you were putting into it, right?
Yes.
But over the course of that, we were able to find something and find a way and find a vehicle to just make it happen.
Yeah.
And I think that made it easier on the listeners.
Yes.
So when you got to thinking out loud, then you pretty much had it. You know what I mean? I would add some stuff to it or whatever, but you had it. And so what can we expect if, let's say, you're getting ready to put out another album, and we already know that you're odd. We always already know that you love music. What do you think that we can expect coming up from you?
For my next projects, I have some names in mind. I'll tell you guys the titles.
All right.
So I'm working on an album right now. It's called Feelings I Can't Explain, because I honestly feel like that's the kind of writer that I am. Like, most of the time, like, you know, I could have the idea, but I don't know what the fuck is going to come out of my mouth. I don't know what I'm going to say. And it's like, most of the time, I can't even, like, I'll hear it and I'm like, damn, I don't even know if my message is getting across. Because it's just from, like, you know, from A to Z. It's crazy as fuck. It's scatterbrained. And it's like, damn, is the listener really gonna take away what I was like? What even am I trying to put in this shit? Like,
Right.
you know, so that's why I feel like I'm doing with this next album. It's called Feelings I Can't Explain, and I'm hoping to finish that this year. So maybe we could, you know, could get that done this year.
Well, I think the biggest thing, and probably the best thing that anyone can take away from either learning about you is, for one, you care about music. You care about what you say, regardless of what's said, you know, and you've taken the time to make sure that you don't just give people bullshit.
Yeah.
And I think that right there is good enough for somebody to want to hear more of Velly Marsh. All right. So from Timeless Studios, signing off, Velly Marsh right here. Anything else you want to say to him?
Just the shout outs to all my people. Shout out to all the fans listening, people who follow me. You know, I don't be doing too much, but, you know, I'm trying. I'm trying. But, you know, like I said, you know, I'm an introvert. I'm trying to give people more of me any way I can. So, you know, just thank you to Timeless for, you know, they've been helping me for like the last 2 years. So, you know, all I got is nothing but respect for the people here.
All good. Timeless Studios, Velly Marsh. Check him out.
That was a dope ass interview.
What?